panel filled with some of the most esteemed tastemakers and luxury pioneers ever, right? So I'm incredibly excited to be able to lead this panel where we're going to learn more about the discerning the consumer, tomorrow's trends. We're going to learn how you create engaging and impactful consumer experiences and how that leads to brand loyalty. Now, I'm going to start off and introduce, of course, Mr. Michael Solomon. He is the executive editor for Forbes and ForbesLife, which is a renowned luxury lifestyle publication covering everything from watches to fashion to trends and cars. Michael brings an unparalleled understanding of the discerning consumer's desires and indulgences. His extensive editorial background includes Esquire, Vogue, Byliner, and the Daily Beast. Now, he is uniquely positioned with a vantage point to the state of the luxury industry, in particular, the consumer choice and premium experiences. And he is so refined. I had to put this in. You ready? He is so refined. He can tie a bow tie and pronounce
Lefroy.
So I'm sorry, that was inspiring. I thought it was actually quite well spoken, because I know I can't tie a bow tie anymore. Anyone who cannot tie a bow tie, right? But it's a really wonderful skill, and we should learn it. So thank you so much. And actually, Michael, I'm going to start with you for our conversation right now, because it's really important that we learn to decipher the needs of our discerning consumers. And Forbes magazine has actually undertook a significant study on high net worth individuals and their drinking preferences, right? Could you share what you believe to be the most important insights that you received from this research? And then particularly how that sort of illuminates the shifts in consumer preferences and behavior within luxury space.
As much money, but they're drinking less, consuming less. And another high point of the survey, which I think is really fascinating, is that they're looking to bartenders to tell them what to drink. They're looking for the education. I think the number was 83% of the ultra high net worth individuals are asking bartenders what they should be drinking, because about 24% of the readers said that they look to a premium spirit as a sign of accomplishment. They look at it as a point of celebration. They use a spirit as a way to determine and to celebrate an accomplishment in life. And I think that's a really interesting point that comes out of it. The fact that people are drinking less may not be a bad thing. They're still drinking. They're looking for low ABV. They're looking for spiritless cocktails, but they're looking for quality. They're looking for the best, not necessarily the most. And as you know, luxury is not about a price point, right. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not looking for the better spirits, the better brands, the better cocktails, the better ingredients. And I think that's good for everybody in the industry.
I agree. How do you think that, now that the bartender, we know for sure, we've always said that on-premise is really what leads, and especially bartenders are really what lead a brand to grow. But now that we have that research, do you think there are ways that brands can change their strategies, their on-premise strategies, to really empower those bartenders to be advisors and to really lead with the brands that care or take care of the hospitality industry?
Absolutely, and we know this, and especially here at Tales, you see brand ambassadors, you see educators, you see people who want to teach people. And I say this to people I work with, but I say it to people who are friends of mine, go ask a bartender. They know. And I say this to people all the time. If you're interested in a new spirit and you don't want to spend the money for a bottle, go to a bar, overpay a little, but you're going to get a sense of whether in fact you want to take that bottle home. And if you have to spend $30, $40, $50 for a dram of whiskey, so be it, but you're going to do that ahead of spending $250 on a bottle of whiskey that you may not like. So I think education is really important. I think, what I do every day, obviously doing stories on spirits, doing stories on luxury lifestyle, it's about education. It's about telling stories that get people interested in new products, new trends. And I think as long as we're educating people, as long as people are aware of what's coming out, or aware of the quality, or aware of the heritage, I think that's a really great way to bring new people in, and to bring people who think they know the spirits industry well, get them interested in new products and new expressions and new bottles and new everything. And also to discover old favorites.
Yes.